don't want to let him know that we've got a blade yet, because if we do our job well, we can actually use his blade on him. Right? So even though we have it, I'm not necessarily going to think about drawing my blade. What I'm trying to get at is, yeah, I don't want to get into a blade on blade and expose what I have.
Yeah.
So if you draw the blade, the next piece, the last piece that we'll cover for today, you come at my throat, we block, everything stays the same. Once we get here, the fight is going to happen, and we're going to talk about that in future sessions, how to take him down. But for today, what I would like you to practice is getting your blade. So what we're going to do is we're going to feed this hand, the wrist, here. Okay. And then what we're doing is pinning it. If this goes into him, great. That's not the intent though. Yeah. And reality is the moment he feels this, he's going to extend his arm. He's going to want to get that. Yep, he's going to want to get that out. Exactly. But what we're trying to do is buy us some time. I want to capture the wrist and the baby finger, keeping my elbow in nice and tight, or sorry, your elbow in nice and tight to my body, and then this is where we can then draw our blade. But we want to isolate the limb as best as we possibly can first, knowing that naturally we get here, he's going to defend, he's going to move, so he may start pull away, maybe even try to switch the hand. He may, it's not common, but it could happen. Okay. He tries to switch the hand before I'm drawing my blade, boom, smash him. Okay. Boom, open palm, smash him. We're aware and we want this opportunity to draw our blade, but the reality is we have to be aware of what's happening here. Right. And if we're confident that we've got this even just pinned a little bit so we can draw our blade, then that's what we'll do. If it was in my pocket or if it was on a belt clip and I was pinned against a vehicle or a wall, I'd be limited. Can't get it. Yeah. Right? Can't get it, which is fine because we can still scrap. Right. However, if we needed that thing right now, is it accessible? That would be the question.
That's a very good question.
Yes, that's it. Solid. Good foot placement. Good job. Good. Ready? So hollow yourself out just a little bit more. I don't know if you felt me hit the inside of your leg. And that may happen, but we know that there's some vulnerable areas there. So to help minimize the amount or the risk of that happening, really hollow yourself out. And what I mean by that is you're literally trying to walk your way around to the outside of the limb. Okay. Right, so make contact, good. That's it, that's it. See that big space that was created? And then, so you kind of give yourself the space that's required to move, but then take the space back. Yeah. And this is where you want to be. So bicep control, delt, front delt, rear delt, contact, yes sir. All right, so let's practice one out. So I'm the attacker, strong side lead, forward grip posture, I'm coming at your throat. Same defense, back of the forearms, press it into me, yeah. Now the fight happens, this is where you're gonna feed the hand so you get it close to yours, and then your left hand's gonna switch. So you grab onto my wrist, yep, there you go. That frees up your hand, right? So now that you're in a good position with your foot, good position with your hand, this is where the dude is going to do everything he can to pull this hand back. He wants his hand back. Yeah. It's not common, not impossible. Anything is possible or probable. It's not common for people to switch their hand. In training it is because people don't give the training blade the same respect a live blade. Right. So where I'm going with that is under a little bit of stress and duress, if you hit him, you're going to create that distraction where he's not processing fine motor skill of hand switch. Right. Not saying that won't happen. It could, for sure. But what we're doing here is you're buying yourself some time so you can access your blade. Right? So you just hit him, you've rattled him a little bit. Now you have the option. Is this lethal or is this superficial? Totally, whatever decision you're happy with, go with it. Yeah. So we have lethal strike option, and we also have superficial. So everything else is superficial. So like legs, but you know what else? Right down the face. Right? Cut the forehead, cut his face. For 2 reasons. And I'm serious as a heart attack. 2 reasons. You're not going to kill him. Right. But with the skull, it draws a lot of blood. Yeah. Psychologically, that can defeat him. He sees his own blood, it could defeat his ability to stay in the fight. Okay. So the other reason, maybe this is the savage side of me. If I cut a guy's face, every time he looks in the mirror, he's going to think of this guy because he's got that scar that he's got to live with. Okay. Cool? All right. Cool. All right, so I'm the attacker again. Let's do this 4 more times. Going for the blade, going for your throat. Block. Press. Contact. He starts to fight it, pin it, draw your blade. Yeah, lethal or superficial. Boom, cut the face. Yes, sir. it. And that's part of the fight, man, is getting that thing out.
Yeah.
And sometimes what will happen too, we may draw the blade, but it gets fouled up in whatever garment we're wearing.
Just rip it.
Yep, so if you get a good purchase on the handle, wherever that garment happens to be, here's what I share with guys. Pull it up and then rotate the elbow out. The elbow and the blade, so you're kind of like circling the blade.
Okay.
So circle the blade out in case it gets fouled up, because sometimes that might happen.
Okay.
Circle it out. That way you're not going to stab yourself, but at the same time you clear that garment. All right, 2 more. Press, try this out. Press, draw, cut, whatever it might be. Here's 1 more. Let's go, man. Give me the keys to your car. Let's go. Give it up. Give it up. And you got it. Good job, man.